Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, viewers from wherever you're watching us from. It's your host here at Wima Sports, Germaine, the one and only. Looking good? What do you think, guys? Anyways, the reason why I'm this happy is because here at Wima Sports, it's been 1 year and close to 50 days, I think, plus right now. To be exact, about 1 year, 60 something days. And it's been a great journey. And this episode is specifically just to recap on this year, just to appreciate the strides we've made on, and these strides we've not just made them alone, but we've made them with you, our viewers, who you've played an integral role, you've played a really important role, and we celebrate you on this day. All our viewers, a round of applause for you. Thank you, we salute you, and we invite you to continue this journey with us even as we continue to bring and discuss matters sports development, continue to empower athletes, continue to impact the sports industry and the sports globe as a whole. So be part of this journey. There are great things coming up next year, but before we speak of these great things, we'd like just to recap where we've come from and each and every video that we've posted, each and every episode that we've put out there. And it's been a really great journey of great humble beginnings. Let's look at, we are finally here. That was the first ever video we ever put at Wima Sports, and you can imagine if you watch it, you'll see the difference. Hata mimi nimekuwa sharpened kidogo, nimekuwa chiseled. I've been chiseled kidogo. I've gotten better at this craft, and if you look at that video, you'll get to see how where we are coming from and how good or how bad I was. I don't know. It's you guys to tell us. So we are finally here. This was the first ever video we launched, and this was a promo video just to let guys know that we are finally here, and indeed we still are here 1 year, 60 something days later, and more years to come. If you think we're gonna stop, nope. We are here to stay to eternity. And to eternity, I mean that because, you know, I'm a Christian, so there's life after death. So we are going to eternity. Yep. So we are finally here. This was a video that it was hosted at our one of our first ever partner with our channel, and this was what was their name? Gameview Hotels. We appreciate you for seeing this video, for seeing this vision when no one else could see it. We appreciate you in a huge way, and you guys opened the doors for us, and we made that video there, and we were able to be there for a short while, and things didn't go well, and we find a new home. But stay tuned, and before I let you know about the new home, so after we finally here, the second video that we had in our channel was Wima Sports Africa Nazarene University Basketball Tour. And this was just about getting to let athletes know about strength and conditioning, mobility, some of the important aspects of sports that are not really taken care of or that are not really taken keen interest in, which is mobility, strength and conditioning. How many of you athletes do strength and conditioning? That's a good question to ask. Please let us know on the comment section how many of you do strength and conditioning. Is mobility something that you factor? What about stretches? How long do you stretch? How do you do? Those are some of the important pillars in a sportsman or a sportswoman's career, because this will determine how long you last, not in what you're thinking about, but how long you last in sports, and how long your career will be minus injuries, and if you get injuries, how fast does your body recover? All that was done, and we had a basketball tour there. We did some strength and conditioning with the teams there, and it was a great time. If you haven't watched that video, check it out, and you'll see a glimpse of it right here, right now, after this. On to the third video we have was Second, this was we shoot it. That was the first ever co-hosted video with my former co-host Coach Mike, who has been also a great important pillar in our foundation, and we've worked with him well. So we when we were at that point, we were looking at doing it as sports news kind of stuff, and getting to review weekly events in sports and giving you results. Then after that, maybe we bring it up with an interview. So we had a great time there when Arsenal hapo ilikuwa kidogo bana, ilikuwa inapitia wilderness. Ile wilderness, nakumbuka wilderness, Arsenal was going through the wilderness, but the drought is finally ended, and at least they have hopes this season. So we my co-host Coach Mike said Arsenal will defeat Liverpool, and I didn't think so, and we had a lot of great excitement there and analysis. So check that video if you haven't checked it out. Then there's such an amazing video that we had that is really, oh my god, that video was really full of insights, wisdom, wealth, when it comes to setting up academies, setting up academic centers, and such things. And it was really amazing when we interviewed Dan. Dan is the founder of Dan Kind Academy, and Dan Kind was a really great academy that was here in Kenya, but now it's in Uganda. They're doing great things in Uganda, and he's been able to impact lives of many young African men who has gone through his academy, who currently are in different countries: Japan, USA, Uganda, Kenya, South Sudan, and they're all doing amazing because of the foundation and some of the lessons that he gave to these boys when they were there at his academy. So check that out. And that is on understanding the East Africa basketball furnace into building the Legacy Arena. So he has a great Legacy Arena that is coming to build in Uganda. Watch that space, be part of that. And if you'd like to be part of that, also just let us know in the comment sections or inbox us in our social media sites, and we'll be able to link you up with him. And also there are lots of great business that will be happening in this arena. So plug yourself in. As we continue real quick, there was now inclusion of PWDs. PWDs is persons with disabilities, and we had a great guy who's called Dean Wamema, or I hope I've not spoiled your name. In Kijaluo we say ageno noka ketho nyingi. That's direct translation. I hope I've not spelled your name, brother. But Dean was a great guy also. He is the team manager of, he was the assistant team manager of the basketball club of people with different abilities and people with disabilities, and he was able to lead the team, and they got into the Paralympic Games. And we had a great interview with him also. We got and sank into things that work with the people with disabilities. How can we include them? How can we involve them more? How can we be able to open it up and include other people with the disabilities from different areas within the nation? We discussed all that and we gave solutions. So, Wima Sports is not just about interviews, but also we are providing solutions to the sports industry, to the sports business, and those solutions will help us develop sports. So we're all about sports development. Alafu kulikuwa na msichana mzee. Umejua ukisikia Wima Sports, if you hear Wima Sports, you hear the lady or you hear the word imara. You hear the word imara, kusimama tisti. Stiti sio. Sasa msichana anaitwa Victoria Reynolds. This lady Victoria Reynolds was also a great guest with us, and Victoria was able to impact the team. Ladies national team, basketball national team, even as they got into their journey of Afrobasket and all that. So she was able to also discuss a few things. She was able to highlight on some key topics like how to train, how to get yourself better, and all that. Then after that, we ended the year. It was end year roundup with my former co-host, Coach Mike. And today I'm alone. 1 year later, you one and only host, the most handsome host, you know. Anyway, I'm joking. So, so I'm here 1 year later. So we ended the year last year, and it was just a matter of October, November. We had like 3 months, and we were able to do all that. But this year, you see, it's different. We are doing a recap of over 40-something videos, a recap of a journey that God has enabled us to do, that indeed we couldn't have done without God. So we also salute and thank God mostly because God is the one who makes these things happen. God is the one who gives us all these ideas. God is the one who leads us, fashions and designs each and everything that we do. So we moved on across the year, and we started the year strong this year by the first interview of the year. Triple J, triple threat. Basketballers know there's the triple threat as a position where you can easily be beaten. You can easily be beaten from a triple threat position offensively. So we had a great trio right here. This was the Triple J, triple threat. These are triathletes who are brothers, and they've started sports at a young age, and they've grown up, and they've been able to grow and be great men in sports and also in what they do. They did to get to highlight a few important aspects of teaching us parents on how to balance, get to balance the academics, get to balance the sports, get to balance life, get to balance being a child. So there are guys who started training sports, who started participating in sports actively at a really, really young age. And if you're a parent out there and you'd like to get your child out there to be involved with sports, go watch that. It's also such a great interview episode that we had. And it didn't stop. That was a season of triathlon, and triathletes who are seeking to be able to get into Commonwealth. They were seeking to qualify for Commonwealth Games that just happened few months ago. So we had no time to bow out. None other than SB. SB is known as Swale Balala. Yeah, the guy with the swagger, Swale Balala. So Swale, you know, he had no time to bow out. You might think he's out. He's not yet out. He's not bowing out at any time. So he also started, he had a great journey, an inspirational journey into becoming the first ever triathlete to be able to put the country out there in the map. And speaking of the first triathlete, one of the Triple J, triple threat brothers, he's called Joseph. Joseph was actually, viewers, the first ever Kenyan triathlete to finish a triathlon race. So you can imagine that. Only here at Wima Sports, Imara Sports Development, tuko imara kabisa. So you get to see, go watch what Swale was talking about. He talks about legacy, building legacies under a legacy that is already existing. You know, you're nurtured, you're grown. So at times we are born, at times we are brought into or we are born into legacies. Maybe your dad is a great guy, or your uncle is a great guy, or your cousin is a great guy. How do you get to build your legacy independently from an existing legacy? Go watch that. That was such an amazing episode. We'll give you highlights as we continue, and just get to hear what he says. Very same year, about 8 months from now, we introduced our first ever recovery equipment, and this is the Normatec 2.0 Pro. Nomatech 2.0 Pro. If you haven't seen it, my brothers, my sisters, go check it out. And let me tell you, did you know that the first Kenyan triathlete who finished a triathlon used to use our first ever Nomatech 2.0 Pro recovery for his recovery? Now you know. He used to use it, and you saw how well he did. Now you know. So if you're an athlete and you're out there, you're looking to shorten your recovery time, shorten your rest time, you're looking to get to be the best of your best, link up with Wima Recovery Center, where we have all the recovery equipments, we have all the Nomatech compression boots, we have all the massage guns, we have each and everything that you need to recover, even for your injuries and all that. So link up with us and we'll be able to help you with that. We'll be able to sort you out and help you be able to be the best of your best and efficient at what you do at the sports venue or event that you participate in. As we go ahead, I've even lost counts of the number of episodes I'm getting into, because already it's too much. It's only here at Wima Sports. The doctor's diagnosis. Ukienda pale daktari kwa hospitali, unaumwa kidogo, kama mimi najua mnaweza kwa mnasikia niko na homa. Sasa daktari ataka kujua shida iko wapi. Let's do a diagnosis. So the doctor who we had here at Wima Sports did a diagnosis of the basketball in the nation, of basketball in Africa, of basketball in the region. And he's none other than Ariel Okald, the founder of the Doctor's Report. He's also the founder of the Swish Basketball Academy. He's also the founder of Four Sports Kenya. He's really doing great things. He's a basketball athlete, professional in the basketball national team of the Republic of Kenya. And he's doing great things out there wherever he plays. He's played in different countries out of Africa, in Africa, and he continues to impact his village. This reminds us of always to think of where you're coming from. Build where you're coming from. So Okal has done great things with his Swish basketball team in his native town, which is now a city, Nakuru City. And he's indeed growing with the town. As the city grows, he is growing with them. He is impacting basketball in that area. So if you didn't hear of the doctor's diagnosis, go check it out, because he spoke of very many insightful things that I want you to hear as we continue. So there's one new thing that happened in the sports world in Kenya, and Safari Rally got back into Kenya thanks to an entire team of people who worked hard during the candidate event in 2020. And one of the key people who worked hard in this event was none other than Mr. Norris Ongalo. Norris Ongalo was a great guy, head of Chief Safety Officer of the World Rally Championship, Safari Rally Kenya, and he's been able to do great things. He's been able to ensure that there isn't any issues in regards to safety, and we've been able to work together with him. And he was here and he helped us understand rally safety ahead of the new R5 cars. The R5 cars, these are electric cars that came through into the country first time this year. And if you remember, you saw them, some of you saw them, some of you got to interact with them. And he was just highlighting the safety measures when it comes to the R5 cars, when it comes to the electric cars that were brought for the first season ever this year. And it happened in Kenya, and it happened in Wima Sports. If you didn't check it out, check his interview. If you'd like to understand more about Kenya Motorsport Federation and their events, check it out. If you need to get to understand more about matter safety in regards to motocross, motor rallying, and all those motorsport, check it out. Then there's an integral pillar. All these things, we just didn't do them. We did them orderly, and we did them as we were building up. There's an integral pillar of sports law. Sports law covers many things in sports. Sports law covers your contracts as athletes. Sports law covers your endorsements. Sports law covers the sports businesses and all those things. We had an amazing, great time with none other than Wakili Teddy Kegode and Wakili Anthony Nyota, they were really able and well articulated with matters of sports law, matters of injuries, matters of safeguarding your rights as a sports athlete, as a sports company, as a sports athlete interested to do sports business, and all those things. They brought it all out in a 3-series session. So if you didn't watch it, check it out, but we'll give you highlights. We are not greedy here at Wima Sports. Imara kama Simba. Watu wanasemanga hivyo, lakini mnajua hiyo ni ya wapi. Tukiendelea hapo, tukaleta the person, there's no greater time that basketball grew in this nation other than this year and last year. And there was one person who was managing that entire team. We brought her here at Wima Sports. It's a build-up. It's a process. It's teamwork. She didn't work alone, but she was able to help and steer the national team basketball to be able to get to heights it has never reached in 28 years. We salute you, none other than, we call her Kushla, but her official name is it's a hard name, Isaiah Milimu. We salute you so much. We say thank you and for being part of this, for building basketball in this nation, and for being a great team manager. I can't wait to see you in one of the BAL teams. BAL is Basketball Africa League teams that are sponsored by FIBA and NBA. So Kush was able to get to discuss a lot about basketball development, a lot about how far we've come as a nation, a lot about the journey they took, the sacrifices they made, and the process of actually building a team. If you didn't listen to that, please don't miss out. Another integral pillar in sports here at Wima Sports is your ability of physical health. You can't discuss about physical health without a physiotherapy. And we thank you, Caroline Jane. Caroline was a great guest here. She was able to give us some illustrations, some stretches, some great input on how we need to be healthy as sports athletes, and if you have an injury, what is self-care, how do you get to self-care and protect yourself. And she was great, and if you missed it, just check this out how great she was. On to the next person. Lions, not sheep. This episode was really inspirational. If I speak about one of the most inspirational episodes we've ever had, this is one of them. So this is a great athlete who has come from grass to grace. She's grown. God has enabled her to grow over the years. And she's been able to impact the volleyball field, the volleyball game, not only in the country but also in the region. And now as we speak, she's not just in the region, she's out of Africa, where she plays right now. She's been a great lady, none other than Chumba. She's well known as Chumba, but her name is Sharon Kiprono Chepchumba. So she's really done amazing work. She's been an all-star. When you're speaking of legendary athletes in Kenya, she won't miss for sure, because she's a GOAT in volleyball. She's done great things for this nation. She's done great strides for volleyball in this nation. And she has a great circle of athletes who really help her be able to stay focused and work. And if you'd like to get to listen more on why lions and not sheep and how this impacted their lives, check this out. Get to understand what lions not sheep mean to her and for her, and in the development of her brand. So even as we continue, came a moment, the great moment of trial, the great moment in which where we challenged ourselves much more. And this moment was when Wima Sports was able to challenge me, the one and only host here, to get to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and we went up Kilimanjaro. You know, it was a really, really great, life-changing experience for me individually, and we didn't do it alone. As you know, we shared what we experienced with you guys. We shared how it was. We shared how everything went, and you'll get to see also what I'm talking about, Kili and the dream team, and how we made it, and what you guys don't know get to see much more on that. So even as we continue, what's next for Felmas Koranga? Felmas Koranga has been an amazing athlete also in this nation. She's done great things for this nation in regards to basketball. She's made the highest marks ever that no lady has done. First lady ever to play in the Division 1 NCAA in this nation, none other than Felmas Koranga. She was here at Osoita Lodge and also here at Wima Sports, you know. And you know what Osoita Lodge means. Finding you guests. What does it mean? You can finish it? Finish it on the comment section. Osoita Lodge, where indeed guests become family. That's where she was here, and she's indeed a great family of Wima Sports. She has impacted this nation in a great way, and she took us through her journey playing basketball, how it went, what's the process. You know, making it to play the NCAA Division 1 in the US College Basketball League is not easy at all. It's really tough. It's a tall order, and she shares all that. Then, as we continue, ladies and gentlemen, you know, this was the year we made strides as Wima Sports. This was the year we ventured into documentary production, and we made our first ever documentary that was launched on October 1st by none other than, you know who? Andrew Amonde, legendary rugby player at Nazarene University, and it went really well. And the documentary, if you haven't watched it, it's called The Journey. Check it out and see the trailer, get to watch the full documentary, and let's go see how good we are. And there's always only room for what? Room for getting better, room for growth, and you'll more documentaries for you in store coming this year. In the new year, you'll get to see more great documentaries for you, because we are venturing into documentaries, and we'll be making many documentaries of different stories and different stories that you need to hear. So within the launch, we had two really great, amazing guests, and this was Oliver Swanee. Oliver is a great sports marketing guy. He was able to impact the entire launch with his insights on sports marketing and some of the tools and ideas that he was able to share openly, engaging openly with the Nazarene basketball team. And it's all there. If you didn't watch it, let's see what you can get to capture from this. And also one of the chief guest of honor for that event was none other than Andrew Amonde, as I said earlier. And Andrew was also did a great job there. He was able to share his story. He was able to teach us about how it's not magic, it's work. You need to put in work, and it's sheer hard work. That's all he said. This is a guy who started playing rugby not in high school. He started playing it after high school. He played basketball in high school. So imagine if a guy who started that late is able to reach that far. How much far can you get if you start it early? How much far can you get if you link up with what they do, or with DBA Africa and the academy they've set up? How much more can you get? So all this you'll get to hear from this video. Then, in this day and age, we have technology. What does technology bring in the sporting world? Different things, data analytics, and different other aspects, including esports. We had a great guy. He's called Scarf Elias. Scarf was able to talk to us about esports, was able to discuss how great esports has developed. He was able to give advice on esports scholarships and all those things that are happening within esports, because he's been in that industry for a long time. He's a game developer. He's been able to make lots of amazing global games, and only found here at Wima Sports. You get to hear what he has to say, and how we can bring all this into our Kenyan sports, and only found here at Wima Sports. As we continue, ladies and gentlemen, Abel Nson was here, one of our recent and most latest guests. In our last episode was Abel Nson. Abel is here. Abel is Africa basketball scout to the NBA. NBA is the National Basketball League association that plays in the US. It's the topmost league of basketball in the US, and they have lots of international players that plays there. So he is a scout. He's the one who scouts players for Toronto Raptors, and he was able to share his insights. He was able to share some of the things that we need to get to improve and change. We were able to discuss all that. We were able to talk about his journey. We were able to talk about different things in a 3-series packed, really heavy video episodes that we talked about different things, discovering what killed Sprite's slums. Growing up, we had Sprite Slum, we had Zuku. He was part of it, so he told us about what killed that. He also wrote a letter to the CS, Sports CS. This is Honorable Ababu Namwamba, and he wrote a letter to him on some of the things that can be done to change basketball in this nation. And he reached out to the CS, and something good will come out from this, because it was done here at Wima Sports. Wima ni yani Wima. Unaona Wima, haitingiki. Wima Sports. Sasa, after that, he also said there's a guy who went deep into his pockets and ensured that the national team of Republic of Kenya is successful and is able to get back to a level that it had not gotten for 28 years. It was a team effort. We don't dispute others who did the work. But there's this guy who did what most people couldn't do. And he took his finances and he dipped it he invested it in the national team of the Republic of Kenya basketball. And this guy, Abel, said that he deserves and he's worth a presidential award. So, Mr. President Ruto, you know you're there. I know you love the youth. There's a guy called Desmond Owili. He's done great for this nation in basketball. Peka medali, presidential. You see, I have here the Simmons, and there's here something. Wakati ni wa Christmas, lakini tunataka kifua ya Desmond hapa ikuwe na medal, presidential honor. We'd really be thankful if he gets that honor, because he was selfless. He was more for the nation and not for himself, and he did great things to ensure the team reached the level it reached. If he did nothing of that, if he never digged in deep into his pocket, for sure we couldn't have reached that level. That's for sure. That's true. Those are facts. But he was able to do that, and Abel said Desmond Owili of the Kenya Morans, he's worth presidential awards of honor. So that's just a nutshell of a recap of how the year went, my people. And as we wrap it up, once again, I just like to say asanteni sana. Nasema asante humbly for your journeying with us, all the 544 subscribers. Thank you so much. All those who have written different comments, who have been able to reach out with support in different ways, we say thank you so much. And all those who are looking to do and work with us in the future, we are looking forward to you next year coming soon. There's a website coming, lots of events aligned for you guys next year. Just hang in there. We won't let the cat out yet, out of the basket. We won't let it out, but hang in there. I trust you me, it's going to be very, very interesting and really excitement impacted next year. Coming here only at Wima Sports, and we are found at Osoita Lodge, indeed, where guests become family. So join this family. Let's rally a call. Be part of this great organization. And together, tuko imara katika Wima Sports, the #1 channel championing sports development in the nation. Until next time, viewers, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and remember, don't drink and drive during Christmas. Don't overdo. Think of the purpose of this holiday. It's Christ who gave us life. Think of the purpose of the holiday. Until next time, viewers, it's your host here at Wima Sports. At Osoita Lodge, indeed, guests become family. Salute, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you in 2023. Inshallah, or as we say, God willing, bless.